from a woman accusing the property office of stealing her rent payments.
Oh, but you know what, Judge Simpson?
Yes, ma'am.
I have so much on my plate and I know what I've done. And when you know what you've done and someone is trying to tell you you didn't do it, I'm like, but here it is. Would you give this to Judge Simpson, please?
Are you just going to do what she says, Abby?
To another, desperately trying to hold on to her home despite overwhelming debt.
You can do that, right?
I'm going to do it, not to lose my home.
All right. Okay. There we go.
Here are 5 moments where Judge Simpson handles different landlord-tenant crises. Starting with Ms. Reeves. Here's a woman who claims her rent payments were stolen and altered by someone in the property office. And it's outrageous how she's forced to fight tooth and nail just to prove she paid what she owed. All while the landlord insists they never received a dime. Let's watch this.
Court calls case of Arbor Woods versus Artelia Reeves and Dorothy Williams.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
I don't know yet. You're gonna. Well, I don't know because you look like you're gonna yell at me.
No, I'm not. My mother told me to calm down before I have a stroke.
And she said, calm down when you come before me, didn't she? I like your mother.
She told me.
Because the last couple of times.
Oh, but you know what, Judge Simpson?
Yes, ma'am.
I have so much on my plate and I know what I've done. And when you know what you've done and someone is trying to tell you you didn't do it, I'm like, but here it is. Would you give this to Judge Simpson, please?
Are you just going to do what she says, Abby? I know. I was scared. No, I got you. Okay, what am I looking at, man?
You're looking at the receipts that I was telling, the money orders that I bought for the rent for October. And all this time I was telling you, someone up in that office took my money orders.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
No, right now you're not listening to what
Okay.
Your mama told you, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have not shown this to counsel?
No, I didn't show it to anyone, but my mom and you. And you see where it looked like they whited out? You know, Susanna Vera. Who is she? Who? Susanna Vera. If you see on one of those money orders,
I do,
that says Susanna Vera, I don't know who she is. And on the other money order, it was made out, crossed everything out, and made out to a roofing company. I don't know nothing about no roofing company. I don't.
So with these money orders, you're saying you put them into...
I put them, I done, if I didn't have time because we don't even know when the office is open anymore. I know, but you know what, sir?
Woosah.
Okay.
Take it down.
Okay.
You are not going to make it through this hearing without... If you need to yell at me. I can take it.
No,
just go ahead and yell at me. People do all day.
Well,
doesn't bother me. I take the robe off, go home. I'm fine.
Oh, no. But what I'm trying to say, sir, if you look at it, both of them, it seems like somebody whited out. I'm shutting up.
You're not telling me the truth on that. Because you're going to say so. You're just going to be quiet for right now.
Be quiet.
Okay. All right.
Turn my head. Be quiet.
Ms. Dornbush, you haven't seen these. And
I have not, Your Honor, and just giving Ms. Reeves the benefit of not seeing them and that what she's brought to the court is what I think it is. I don't think there's any dispute that Ms. Reeves purchased money orders, but even based on that, there's also no dispute that my client didn't receive that money either. And so I know there's a process.
I absolutely agree with you on both those points, unless, and I don't want to.
What's the name of the roofing company, Your Honor? I do not know a Susanna Vera at the Arbor Woods office. I do not believe that individual is an employee there.
It says LLB Soffit and Gutter Seals, maybe, or.
And Your Honor, if the court's able to scan those over to me, I'm happy to review those.
Yeah, we will. I was going to do that.
In the interim, I
Along
know
with the-
MoneyGram has a procedure for Ms. Reeves to dispute that the payee is the intended payee and to request that they be reissued to the intended payee. And I don't necessarily have an objection to continuing this court case and having her pay the ongoing charges while those disputed amounts are hopefully reissued by MoneyGram.
Yeah, I don't know if the problem is the last paragraph and you'll see it when it says that they're saying after the purchase of the money order, MoneyGram is not responsible for the acts of purchaser, pays, and others, which may result in a dispute. Confirmation of a cash.
And I think that's for the intended payee. You know, if there's a dispute between the purchaser of the money order, Ms. Reeves, and her intended payee, Arbor Woods. But here, those individuals that cashed those money orders were not her intended payee. Ms. Reeves was certainly not intended.
No, I agree with you.
Or the roofing company.
Well, I'll let you read it. I read what they're trying to say a little bit differently. I thought she was going to be quiet. No, go ahead.
Because, sir, she keeps saying that I purchased these money orders.
Hold on. Let me stop you.
Okay.
Ms. Dornbush is representing her client.
Yeah.
She's not trying to make an accusation necessarily against you. What she said at the very beginning is absolutely true, and it's something I agree with. I believe that both things can be true here. I think you dropped these off. Somebody got them, right? So what you tried to do didn't happen. What the landlord wants is everything paid. That didn't happen. That's really all she's saying. They didn't get the money and it didn't go to your account. Okay? All right. Did that calm you down at all?
No.
Okay. That's all I got. Can we scan those?
Because
Yes, ma'am.
if you look at it, it looked like someone whited out.
No, I see what I see what you're saying. The problem is, I don't know. You may be saying that it may be somebody that's affiliated with the landlord.
It is.
Who?
I can't say her name because she was the only one working up in the office. Here I am.
Okay.
I've been putting
Hold on.
I wonder if Miss Reeves has a belief on who it is. I would request that she provide me that information so I can discuss it with my client. But as of now, I have no reason to believe that an Arborwoods employee took her money.
She doesn't even work there no more. Her name is Zoe.
Okay, hold on. Here's what I want you to do.
What?
Okay. First thing I want you to do is you got to take your mother's advice. You need to calm down. Seriously.
I'm about to have a heart attack.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
But that's
my
what
God.
you're doing because you need to calm down. There's not much that can be resolved. I'm going to put this over a week. What I want you to do so that somebody's name isn't up there, I want you to call Ms. Dornbush's office.
Call whose office?
The
This
attorney's
lady's office?
Yes.
I don't have her number.
Okay, it's on your paperwork. We'll get you a number.
Thank you.
Call her
Yeah.
and ma'am, I'm just gonna say this. She's willing to take the name. She may not be able to get to an answer.
Mhm.
Okay. Even after she talks to her client, she may not be able to get to an answer. But one of the things that I expect from all people is that you treat people with respect.
Yeah.
So when you call her, I don't want any of this.
Yeah.
If I get a report of any of this, I am not going to be happy.
I know.
She wants to take that. She doesn't even have to do that.
No,
quite
she
frankly.
doesn't.
She has offered to do that so she can talk it over with her clients
Okay.
about it. Okay.
Okay.
So you treat her right. You
I will. I will.
And I know that she will treat you right.
I will.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't mean the people have to disagree.
Yeah. Can I say something else?
I cannot stop you. I haven't been able to stop you yet. Yeah, go ahead.
If you look at my pay log, I have never been late for my rent.
That is about the 20th time you have told me that.
I know.
Between the times you've been here.
I know.
Everybody can see that.
Okay, Judge Simpson. My mama told me to just behave myself in here today.
And do you think you did that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
January 31st, 2025. What time? 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Okay.
I'll be waiting with bells on.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Am I gonna need those papers here?
Oh, did you make me a copy? Or did you give me back?
I gave
you back the original, but I have scanned the copy. I can print and file.
Okay. Let's get those back.
Thank you. I'm nervous.
You're nervous?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. All right. You have a good weekend.
You too, Judge
right.
Simpson. And I look forward to seeing you on the 31st.
Unlike in Ms. Reeves' case, here's Ms. P fighting against claims that she's responsible for a fire that left her homeless, all while her landlord insists her cat started the blaze.
Sycamore Meadows versus Kayla P.
For asphalt for the plaintiff.
Jill Bauer for Ms. P, Your Honor. I am going to enter an appearance this afternoon after court. Well,
Okay.
actually, by Monday morning, get out soon.
All right.
Kayla P.
All right. Where are we on this case?
Your Honor, Legal Services has not received any of the paperwork for this case yet. I requested it by email and haven't received it yet. Mr. Asphalt did say that he would get it to me, but this is a complicated case. It's
Anyway, it's a fire unit.
it's a termination of tenancy case, and I need time to investigate and file either an answer or a motion.
But she's not in the unit right now.
No, she's not.
They filed a house,
She's zero rent.
but you're no longer in a Sycamore Meadows unit.
No, sir. They didn't rehouse me.
Pardon?
They didn't rehouse me.
Yeah, she's been unhoused since the fire on November 14th.
Yes, sir. And I signed my new lease on that same day before I discovered the fire.
And I've made requests for her to be rehoused and they've been denied.
Okay. When do we want to put it to?
I'd like at least 3 weeks to be able to go over all of this is very complicated. There's a lot of evidence and I want to.
You always tells me everything's complicated.
Your Honor, if the court wants to do that, I would request that she file some type of brief, laying out what the issues are, because I think it's pretty clear. And also, I think that in this case, an escrow order would be appropriate.
She's zero rent.
Pardon me?
Her rent is zero.
Right, but I mean, every month that we can't use the property, it costs my client money. And it's also causing, even more to the point, it's causing.
So hold on, counsel. If her rent is zero and you want me to set escrow, what would I set her rent? What do you suggest?
Yeah, I guess
set the escrow rent?
I didn't realize that her rent was zero. I think my client is more concerned about the damage that is accumulating to the property that's just sitting there in the severely damaged position that it is in. And if she's not even living there, I really don't understand. I mean, this case is just about possession. She doesn't want possession of that unit. In the meantime, somebody's paying for this unit. I mean, we're not seeking a money judgment. It's
Well, why then explain to me?
if they feel that she's entitled under the lease to another unit, then they should file some type of action stating that. And if she's been entitled to it for the last 3 months, then maybe my client will have to pay, although if her rent's zero. But my point is just simply, Judge, I don't understand. This case is about possession. She's not in possession. She doesn't want possession. It would be better for everyone.
No, I think she wants to be housed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just my thought.
Yes,
So she wants to be housed, can't live in the unit that she's in.
correct.
And so therefore, she probably wants a unit.
Yes.
Right, but nobody wants possession of the burned unit. If they feel like they're entitled to another unit, then
But,
they should. file
but
something.
hold on. If she surrenders possession, then in essence, she's giving up her right to any unit. That's what the problem is. So I get why it's where it is. So, has it, the basis or what happened with the fire, tenant's fault, landlord's fault, or undetermined?
Your Honor, I believe even though the fire report says that her cat started the fire.
Her cat.
Yes, I examined.
Her cat?
She was not at home.
Her cat
Her
started.
cat. I examined.
That's why I've told my cats always stay away from matches.
Then
I don't
the
let them play
stove-
with lighters. I just keep them all in one spot because they could do that. I'm kidding.
One of the things that I want to investigate is how reliable that report is, because the stove that she had, and the knob has to be pushed in and turned. I don't believe a cat could turn on this stove.
Whoa.
So I think there's a problem with the theory of how the fire started. And Miss P was actually at the office doing her research for 2 hours while the fire started, so she wasn't home.
Why the cats are turning knobs on a
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah. So there are issues with the theory of the case, and it's going to require some work to get a handle on our.
Okay, so I see.
Yeah.
So
Judge, I mean, my client would be willing, I mean, if she's talking about now like hiring experts to sign a stove, I mean, if the court just brought up the issue of if she gives up the right to possession of this apartment, then she's giving up the right to claim that they have the obligation to house her in another apartment. I mean, we'd be willing to waive that argument. And if she wants to file a separate pleading, to go delve into whether or not we have the obligation to house her in a separate unit that can be preserved. But in the meantime, so the taxpayers aren't continuing to pay for a unit that's vacant and continuing damage to this unit that she clearly doesn't want and isn't living there. Give us possession of that unit, and then we can go forward with this idea of, is she?
why hasn't
entitled
Sycamore
to-
Meadows just gone in and repaired it?
Exactly.
And then decide
Well,
who
we
has,
can't. I mean, if
why
she's-
can't you?
if she's willing to, because I mean, that's essentially taking possession of the property, Your Honor.
No, it's
I
not.
guess, if the court's willing.
It
to
is
enter-
absolutely not. It's not the same.
All right, if the court's willing to make the ruling, I mean, obviously, we normally always want an order allowing us to go in unless the defendant has turned in her keys and given us permission. But sometimes on the record, if she's willing to state that it's okay for us to go in there and take possession essentially and start making repairs, that would be.
Why can't the parties stipulate to allow the repairs to the premises?
Your Honor, we were never asked to, and actually, one of the issues is they've been very, they've given her 1 hour to remove all of her belongings from the unit. Once she has her belongings out of the unit, or if they can work around her belongings, the fire was only in the kitchen area, we would be happy for them to repair the.
That's fine, I'll prepare an order.
Everybody is making this harder than it has to be.
I'll prepare an order, giving her a certain amount of time to remove everything she needs out of there. And then after that time frame, my client can go ahead and take possession. Can we have a 1-week adjournment just to make sure that we're in agreement with that order?
Your Honor, we're not agreeing to them taking possession. We're in agreement with allowing the repairs to begin.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
You guys
it's
are never
semantics, but I
gonna
mean,
be able to
I think
agree.
she has to get everything out of there, right? Before we can do the repair.
Right, but I remember this, they were giving her a very small window to try to get stuff out and putting a number of different restrictions on her entry, or at least as she perceived the instructions she was getting. I don't know if it was
No,
true.
they were
Right,
restricted.
I think that has something to do with, because like the county says nobody can go in there. So I don't know, I guess I'll have to talk it over.
January 31st, 2025, 12 noon.
Just want to get clarification from the court that that's not going to be the deadline for me to file a response, correct? Because I don't have any of the
You
paperwork.
want it to be the deadline?
Pardon?
Do you want it to be?
No, I would like-
Did I say it was the deadline?
No, I just.
Then it's
wanted-
probably not.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
This time we have Ms. Dennis refusing to let go of a property she hasn't lived in for months while still arguing about unpaid lot rent.
Okay, what are your names?
I'm Ashley Dennis. She's Gretchen Dennis.
All right, very good. All right, how much is owing on this?
With costs, Your Honor, $2,734.15. I know at the last court date, Your Honor, there was a question as to the correct balance due. I think the court pleadings had indicated a balance over 9,000. There was a correction made on the ledger that adjusted it down to the current balance, and the balance I cited is the correct balance.
Got it. Okay. You follow that?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Because I remember that 9,000. I didn't know it really. All right.
I thought, Lord knows we didn't have no money because we've been paying it.
All right.
We've been homeless for
Almost 2 years now.
in May 14th, it'll be 2 years. We had a house fire. We ain't had no money because we've been paying the lot rent and paying the mortgage.
Plus paying where we live, where we're staying. And no one's giving us help
So
because we make too much money, as they say.
So
we're exhausted.
hold on. So you're not in these premises here?
I haven't been there since May 14th.
Of 2023.
Were you aware of that, Ms. Dornish, or?
I was not, Your Honor,
And they have denied.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess the first question I have, Your Honor, is if there was insurance and if there's a pending insurance claim to
There is
repair,
insurance.
or is the home being removed, or what's going on?
There is insurance. They have denied 12 contractors and they have denied giving us any more. Our house is worth $38,000 now because that's what we owe on it. We have gotten bids because of the house fire for up to $62,000. They only want to give us $10,000 to fix our home. Our house is completely, it was an electrical fire. We almost lost our lives. First of all, that was Mother's Day. We woke up Mother's Day morning homeless.
Okay, so the insurance isn't paying at this point.
No,
She was talking to a gentleman that said he was working with the insurance company and everything. Well, then he didn't start talking, he quit talking to her.
Yeah.
She kept leaving messages and emails. Come to find out, he hadn't been there for 6 months. It's crazy.
we have gotten the runaround for almost 2 years, but we want money, but it's like nobody is helping us.
So you've been paying.
We've slept in our car.
Hang on, but you've been paying the lot rent the best that you
Yeah.
can. And that's really what's owed here,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But I don't understand how we have to pay lot rent on a home we don't even live in.
We can't even.
We have lost all of our stuff paying for this. I have right here, back in September, we paid almost $3,000 in less than 2.5 weeks. And we have
For the
lost
lot rent.
from the lot rent. We lost every bit of our stuff that was in storage because they
Okay,
will not
hold
get
on.
it fixed.
All they want is possession of the lot.
Okay.
They can
I-
have it.
I just have a question because this cold weather, I can't hardly breathe. So trying to get the last little bit out of our unit. I can't do it today because I'm really,
Okay, but how long will that take you to do?
should we get it done before Sunday night?
This Sunday?
Yeah.
No, because we have to have people help us get the last little bit of stuff. So
Can you
we
get
can
it
get it
done by
out
the 3rd?
the 31st.
You can
The
get it
3rd.
done by the 31st?
We can get it done by the 31st. I'll have my dad
Okay.
help us.
So here's what I'm gonna do, because all they really want is possession back.
Okay.
And it doesn't sound like if they have to move the home off or somebody moves the home off, there's nothing really there to move, right?
There's a house there,
There's a
but
house there, but it's destroyed.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find no tribal issue. I'm gonna issue a judgment for possession to the plaintiff, with the amount of the $27,34.15. If you pay it, you don't really want to pay it. Because you guys gotta let them have the lot back. Gotta give you time to get your stuff out.
okay. Thank you so much.
Got it?
So are we gonna owe this after this?
I'm not issuing a judgment for that.
Okay,
If there is an amount that's owed, you can talk to the landlord about that.
okay,
How you can pay that back reasonably, as opposed to trying to pay it every month as lot rent. You know
okay.
what I mean? All right?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You do the same.
Now, Judge Simpson is faced with yet another tenant eviction dispute. Here we have Ms. Walker trying to justify unpaid rent and overdue balances by blaming bureaucratic delays.
Court does call the case of Sycamore Meadows versus Derek Hall.
Judge Raven Walker. Derek had to run to the restroom.
Okay. All right. And Raven Walker. All right. Where are we on this case?
Well, Your Honor, I understand that this matter's been adjourned a few times for them to try and speak with Hawk.
Correct.
And it is further my understanding after speaking with the defendant that she did speak with Hawk in that their position is that they will not approve her for any amount at this time because the balance is too high.
I do want to say something.
Absolutely.
Counsel, I really just called Hawk in the hallway, just to tell him I'm at court and what's going on. Derek just started a job and they told me that he made too much so that they can't help me and give me an appointment. She said that his amount that he makes per hour and weekly is above the HUD limit, so she can't help us. So, not to cut counsel off, but counsel and my landlord was going to allow us to pay that balance that that $1,400 for 6 months, $240 a month. That's what he was going to allow if Hawk would pay the $3,000.
If the Hawk would pay the $3,000.
So now we're kind of in a rut.
But unfortunately, if I understand you right, they're saying that it's not so much that the balance is too high, it's that your income is too high. So
No, the first one was right. The balance was too high. She couldn't help me. But now when I just called back a minute ago in the hallway and told her about us having employment, she said then she did the numbers. She said that he made too much for them to help us to get the appointment.
right, so apparently they're not going to get approved.
So you gave her the numbers of what he's making now.
Mm-hmm. And she said that I told her, I said he just started the job Tuesday. He doesn't even have a check yet. But she asked her how amount he gets an hour, and then she did the math and she said, well, according to the HUD requirements, you guys make too much to get the appointment. And the appointment, I wasn't going to be able to get that
HUD requirement.
Yeah, that's what she said. And if you got the person from Hawk on here, I'm pretty sure they put it in my notes because I just got off the phone with her. And I didn't understand that because, like I said, he doesn't have any check stubs yet. He just started, so I really don't know.
Okay, so landlord's willing to agree to a payment plan, right?
Yes, sir.
But in order to fulfill that payment plan to the landlord, presumably, you'd have to be working.
He's working.
I got it.
I'm still waiting.
But now, so you can do that part of it. He then makes too much money to get the $3,000.
Yes, sir.
So somebody's going to have to get me an answer on this. I hear what you're saying. Because at some point, if he were to quit his job,
He would go back to zero.
He would go back to zero, but then the issue would be, the housing isn't sustainable for your family. So then they're not going to pay. So folks, let me ask you this. How are you going to, let's say everybody got you out of this hole. How are you going to pay your rent going forward?
Well, right now our rent is at zero. So when he gets a certain amount of check stubs, that's when they'll start back charging us rent. And he has to turn those into the...
So your rent right now is zero?
Yes, sir.
So
Well, I'm...
No.
Just to put you up on why this is even happening, they didn't recertify us at the correct amount of times when he was working and did give the check stubs. So all of this is a backup of what they didn't put inside of the system. So now they're like, y'all owe us this. But he reported when he was supposed to. It just didn't get in there in time. They switched management and all different type of things was happening.
But is all of this then due?
Well, I was thinking the same thing, it accumulated over a period of time, and then they just told us hey, they start dropping letters on our door hey, you got to pay this. And the numbers have changed.
But hold on a second. If he was working, you reported that income.
Yes, sir.
Did your rent go up when he did that?
No, they never.
That's just answer.
Sorry.
Simplest answer, sometimes the best thing. So rent didn't go up. When did that start?
We never actually got an amount to pay. That's why we're here. We never actually got an amount to pay because he didn't keep the job for that long. So we went back to zero. But when he did have a job, they didn't put the stuff in so we could pay monthly.
So when is all of this coming from then? This amount?
This is from months before when he had a job.
Let me ask it this way. How long has your rent been at zero?
Since October. Recently, since October.
So this amount is from prior to October?
Yes, sir. I believe. Or sometimes before that. But I just know that that how we even got all this amount, period, because when we would go into the office, it was just paperwork that wasn't processed. So that's why we have such a big amount. It'd have been different if they gave him an amount to pay every month and then we didn't pay nothing.
Ma'am, sometimes you just need to be quiet.
I'm sorry.
So I have a rental rate of $534 per month, which when I look at all of this, equates to 9-10 months that isn't paid, all in 2024. But that's not going to match up if the rent is zero in October. Well, it could, I guess, but that's kind of weird. And Counselor, I'm just going by the complaint because the complaint indicates that basically they're paid through the end of 2023. It states in paragraph 5 that their rent is $534. They say that in November of 2024, that does not match with what the defendant is saying is that their rent is zero.
Just like in Ms. Dennis's case, these last cases focus on tenants like Ms. White and others desperately trying to avoid eviction while struggling to catch up on overdue rent.
Courthouse case of Arbor Woods versus Alicia White and Michaela White. Your name?
No, Kayla White.
All right. And how much is owing at this point?
With costs, Your Honor, $2,167.01. Your Honor, we did have the $1,000 payment that Ms. White had indicated she had dropped off at the last court date. I'm not sure if she made any additional payments since then. I know she had indicated
She said she was going to pay.
Speak.
She said she was going to pay another $1,000.
Yep. This.
Yes.
I don't know if that happened.
We're waiting for her check to deposit today. She got transferred, so she don't get her check early on Wednesday anymore. So they said that if the check does not come today, that she have to pick it up physically on Monday. So
okay, got
yeah,
it.
so we're kind of just waiting.
You're waiting on that. Okay, so that would bring you down to about the 1,100 mark, and then your monthly rent is how much?
I personally don't know. I just live with my mom.
Okay.
It's $12.99,
pay my-
Your Honor, and then water sewer are
$12.99.
metered based on usage. I would say that they're about 50, probably no more than 70 a month total.
Okay, gotcha.
Sometimes less than that.
Okay, so let's say this other 1,000 comes in. When would you have, say, another 1,000 or actually 1,200?
The latest will be the 5th. I get paid 31st. She gets paid on the 5th.
Okay, so by the 5th, you would have that.
The entire thing. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, and it don't include the February. So
Pardon?
I said, I know that don't include
That
February.
doesn't include, right. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. So by the 5th, you'd have that. You'd have this balance paid by the 5th of
Yes.
February. All right. So I'm going to do like I did with that other person. I'm going to find no tribal issue. I'm going to issue judgment for possession, understanding it doesn't include February,
Yes, sir.
for the amount of the 2167.01, was it?
Yes, sir.
2167.01.
Okay.
Okay. I'll do it by default as to defendant 1. And that way you'll be able to get that paid. I'll make the writ date the February 7th.
Okay.
Okay. So I give you time to get that paid, and then you can figure out, get yourself caught up for February.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you. Have a
great
good one.
weekend. Arbor Woods versus Sharice Roberson. Sharice Roberson has not checked in. I take a default. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. And for the record, Your Honor, Rachel Dornbush, Palace Law, on behalf of the plaintiff. Your Honor, in this matter, I don't actually want to take default, but I figured I'd get the swearing in out of the way.
Okay.
Ms. Roberson owes $30.33, Your Honor. I'm not inclined to take a default over that, so I would just request entry of a dismissal without prejudice and just preserving that balance.
Gotcha. Okay. Case is dismissed without prejudice with reservation of the balance of $30 that's due. All right. Thank you. Arbor Woods versus Lisa Thompson.
I'm here.
Oh, there
Yes,
she
I'm
is.
here.
You pick her up. All right. Okay. She was last time we were here, it was 34, 39, 22. She was going to pay 1,400. Did you get that paid?
I have not, sir. I actually just got paid today, and I'm at work, so I won't be, and I don't get off until after the office closed. So I was going to have.
Doesn't have a time. Okay, so if you get that 14 in, then when are you going to be able to pay the rest of the balance?
Sir, I don't get paid. I get paid bi-weekly, and I don't get paid again to the 7th and the 21st. I'm the only one that has an income. It's only me.
Okay, so on the 7th, you're not going to be able to pay 2,000 on the 7th or thereabouts?
I can't say yes and I can't say no, Your Honor, just to be honest with you.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Like, I get paid on the 7th. I'm going to try whatever extra money I get. I'm going to actually try to give it to them. If they're willing to make a payment arrangement with me, by all means, I have no problem with doing that. I don't even know who to speak to at the office.
All right.
I don't have authority, Your Honor, but I'm happy to talk to her and see what she's proposing. I can talk to my client about it.
Okay, so you're going to pay 14 today. Well, here's what I'm going to do with you, I think.
And to be honest with you, Your Honor, I make too much money to get any help from any assistance.
No, I know. And I'm figuring that out, or figured that out. So on the 7th, how much can you pay?
I'm going to say probably at least another $1,000.
And how much is your monthly rent? How much is your monthly rent?
I think mine is like no more than $700 plus my water.
That's pretty close, Judge. It's almost spot on.
So
I just got behind. I was on medical leave. I apologize. I
got it. So if you paid the 14 today, you're going to be about the 2,000 thereabouts. And then if you were to pay at least another 1,000 by then, by the 7th, you would be at about 1,000 owing, not including February. If I pack February in, I'll just say 800. Can you get that amount plus February's rent paid on the 21st?
I'm trying to have all this taken care of by the 21st, Your Honor. This is,
I understand that, but did you hear what I just asked you?
Yes, sir.
So by the 21st, you think you can get that done?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. You got to pay. I'm going to issue a judgment finding no tribal issue for possession. All right. Okay.
Yes,
but listen to me. I'm going to issue that for what is the current balance? Is it 34?
It's 3469.22.
I got it. 3469.22. I'm going to issue that judgment with the provision that defendant to pay $1,400 by Monday, because you're going to get out late. So by Monday, the
27th.
27th, is that?
Yep.
By the 27th, If that's not paid, a writ would issue at 10 days, which is the 3rd, I think, for us.
Yes.
If not, then a writ would issue by February 3rd. Defendant to pay $1,000 on the 7th. If that's not paid, a writ may issue. And then she's to pay the balance plus February rent. If both of those are paid, balance plus February rent by the 21st, or a writ would issue. So, ma'am, I'm giving you a shot. So you have to get everything cleared, otherwise there's going to be a writ. This includes your February rent ultimately, but giving you a chance to kind of get yourself out of it, because I get you're not going to get any assistance.
Yes, sir. And who can I call to try to make a payment plan as well? Or do I need that?
I kind of just did give you one.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So you got to
Yes,
pay
sir.
$1,400 by Monday, $1,000 by the 7th. But you get paid on the 7th. It's going to be the same thing with the pay, isn't it?
Your Honor, I don't
Yes,
have an
sir.
objection if you want to push the 7th to the 10th
The
in light
10th.
of her her payment
Right.
date, when she receives.
Okay,
her
so you got to
refund.
pay the 1,000 by the 10th, and then you got to have everything paid really by the 21st, but the 24th is really it. But okay, because you got to get it
Yes,
paid
sir.
by that Monday. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you can do that, right?
I'm going to do it, not to lose my home.
All right. Okay, there we go. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.